Picture this. It's the 117th minute of the 2022 World Cup final. We are looking at Lusail Stadium, a glowing coliseum in the desert night, and the score is tied. Now imagine standing on the pitch. Extra time is fading. Penalties loom. The hopes of an entire nation rest entirely on your shoulders, right there at the penalty spot. 4 billion human beings, half the planet, are watching the exact same broadcast at the exact same time, and they are all obsessing over something incredibly simple: 22 people trying to kick a single ball into a net. If you've never watched a match, or if you've watched for years but still argue about what offside actually means, I'm going to break down every piece of it for you: the rules, the tactics, and the legends. Recognizing these underlying mechanics is how a simple physical contest reveals itself as 90 minutes of intense, compressed human emotion. This is the pitch. It's a large rectangle of grass, roughly 100 meters long. At each end sits a goal, guarded by a larger boundary called the penalty area, and an inner boundary called the 6-yard box. You have 90 minutes, split into two 45-minute halves, to score more goals than the opposing team. To do that, you have to navigate the primary rule of the sport. You cannot use your hands or arms. Feet, chest, head, knees, all completely legal, but your hands are entirely out of bounds. The one exception is the goalkeeper. They are allowed to use their hands to grab, punch, or block the ball, but strictly inside their designated penalty area. Step outside that box and they follow the exact same rules as the rest of the team. Trip a player or commit a foul and the referee steps in. Minor fouls give the other team a free kick. Serious or repeated fouls earn a yellow or red card, where a red card means you are ejected from the game entirely. And if a defender commits a foul inside their own penalty area, the attacking team gets a penalty kick, 12 yards out. Just the shooter and the keeper. To keep attackers from simply camping out next to the goalkeeper all game, football uses the offside rule. It's a spatial boundary designed to force constant movement and tactical discipline across the entire pitch. Look at this setup. When the ball is passed forward, is the attacker in a legal position? To find out, we draw a line horizontally across the pitch, level with the second-to-last defender. If the attacker is closer to the goal line than that defender when the ball is played, they are offside. The play is dead. By restricting the use of hands and strictly policing the space players can occupy, the game forces players to develop extraordinary footwork and spatial awareness just to get the ball near the net. That creativity happens across 11 specialized roles. You have the backline defending the goal, the midfielders acting as the engine room linking the play, and the forwards whose primary job is to put the ball in the net. But these roles are constantly evolving. Take the goalkeeper. Players like Manuel Neuer pioneered the sweeper-keeper role. Instead of staying glued to the goal line, they actively rush out of the penalty box to intercept passes, effectively giving their team an extra defender. In the center of the pitch, you find the defensive midfielder. This is a role defined by physical endurance. Players like N'Golo Kanté act as a mobile barrier, constantly running to break up the opponent's attacks before they even reach the defensive line. How these 11 players are organized on the pitch is called a formation. This visual shows a 4-3-3, meaning 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 forwards. It dictates the starting geometry of the entire team. Formations allow managers to execute specific strategies. Pep Guardiola famously used a style called tiki-taka, a system of rapid, short passing designed to keep the ball for almost the entire game. The logic is simple. The opponent cannot score if they never have possession. Other managers rely on the high press, aggressively hunting the ball high up the pitch to force immediate mistakes. Or they use the low block, packing all their players deep in defense to suffocate space and strike quickly on the counterattack. The players provide the physical labor, but the outcome is dictated by the calculations made on the sideline. Every substitution or slight adjustment in formation is a specific move to break the opponent's geometry. All this tactical planning is deployed in pursuit of silver. Football splits into 2 landscapes. At the club level, teams from specific cities battle in domestic leagues, and the absolute best qualify for the UEFA Champions League. Winning this knockout tournament is the highest achievement a club can reach. At the international level, players represent their home nations. The absolute pinnacle of that landscape is the FIFA World Cup. Held every 4 years, it is the most watched sporting event in human history. The players who lift these trophies often become living myths. Pelé won 3 World Cups with Brazil, cementing himself as the original measuring stick for greatness. He helped turn the sport into an art form. Today, that measuring stick is split between 2 distinct philosophies. On one side is Lionel Messi. He plays with a low center of gravity and a near telepathic vision for passing. His entire game relies on pure instinctual genius. On the other side is Cristiano Ronaldo. He represents relentless, machine-like obsession. Through strict discipline and physical conditioning, he engineered himself into one of the most prolific goal scorers to ever walk onto a pitch. The fame of these players fills stadiums, but for most fans, the connection to a team starts much closer to home. You inherit a club from your parents, your city, or the specific street corner where you grew up. That's the reason a goal in the 90th minute feels less like a statistic and more like a moment of collective primal joy. Football is a universal language, spoken fluently by billions of people at the exact same time. Now that you know the rules and the history, watch a match. See the formations take shape, feel the tension in the penalty box, and decide for yourself who the greatest of all time really is.